Do you guys remember when Epic Games used to give us key art for a seasonal event? Do you remember when we used to actually get trailers? You remember when the island used to get updated for a new seasonal event? Well, I certainly do. But it appears that that is now a thing of the past, and Epic Games just does not care about doing that anymore. In my wildest dreams, I never would have imagined that we would have gotten an update worse than the ice cream and spray paint update of 2023. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this is hands down the worst Fortnite summer update we've ever had. And I absolutely love it. Now look, I know a lot of people are gonna be confused by this statement, but I'm kind of confused by it. But hopefully in this video, I'll be able to break down for you guys why I don't think this summer update is as bad or as big of a deal as last year's was. However, even if that's true, that also doesn't mean that I don't have concerns for Fortnite moving forward when it comes to seasonal events. I don't like the way that this was packaged. However, I do think that we have gotten quite a bit of content. It's just the way that it's being presented to us is a lot different than it used to be. Now, for those who've been subscribed to the channel for some time, I actually made a video on this topic last year talking about how seasonal events ruin Chapter 5. I, in some ways, kind of predicted this. In that video, this is what I said. Think about it like this. Chapter 3 suffered because they were getting ready for Chapter 4. We didn't have a really crazy summer event or Fortnitemares. Then we got Chapter 4. The winter event was mid, arguably because they're preparing for Chapter 5. The issue is that if Epic is going to put themselves on a very tight schedule to come up with new maps and new chapters constantly, that means the content that we get in the middle of the season or the middle of the year is always going to suffer. This is one of those times where I wish I wasn't right. Now that we've seen the Find It in Fortnite model and we've also seen the Donald Mustard interview, hindsight has given us a little bit more context as to how Epic Games goes about making new Fortnite seasons and kind of what their priorities are. Now, my last video I said that Battle Royale is still a priority for Epic Games and that this season proved that, and I want to make this very clear, I still believe that. Just because this summer update wasn't as impactful as the previous seasons and quite frankly doesn't really feel like much of an update does not mean that BR as a whole has been thrown to the wayside. However, I also understand that resources are being allocated in different places, which is making it very difficult for Epic Games to kind of package things the way that they used to. Now, I keep throwing that word around, package. Why do I keep saying that? Well, before I explain any of that, I need to explain why I'm not disappointed with this year's summer update, because the two kind of coincide together. First off, when it comes to this year's summer update, my expectations were set very low. I really wasn't expecting much from it. I certainly was hoping for, at the very least, as much as the ice cream and spray paint update, but I guess that wasn't in the cards for this year. It's because that this year, we seem to have been given more content than we had in summer of 2023. Think about it, Fortnite Wilds did not start off with the same amount of content as Fortnite Wrecked. Yes, we got some cool Optimus Prime voice lines, and the Cybertron cannon, and a couple of the new weapons, but the items and weapons we were given last year pale in comparison, at least to me, to the ones that we were given this season. There is no way that that piece of crap boomerang holds the same value as the Doomfist this season, or as a Nitro, or as the mythic cars and all the attachments for the cars. Like, there was just so much thought put into this season. And look, I know the season's controversial, but we need to set the controversy to the side and think about just objectively the amount of content that was given to us. This was an insane amount of content to start off a Fortnite season launch, and almost every week they've added some new weapon or patch or something to kind of adjust the meta. Now, how does this tie into the summer update? In my opinion, I feel like the summer update was actually Fortnite Reload. Look at the way the teaser trailer was marketed. It gives off summer vibes. They got Kai Cenat and a couple other guys from Amp House to be in it. They're walking around the city streets in a summertime setting. The music is vibrant and lively. It just gives off that summer feeling. The problem is, it was not marketed as the summer update. I honestly believe if Fortnite Reload had have came out as the same time as the summer cosmetics and it all had have been packaged together as one big summer update, a lot less people would have been complaining. The issue, however, that I think a lot of people are having is really when it comes to main BR. There was no update to the Fortnite Island that screams summer. They didn't really add anything to kind of change up the POIs or to change up the loot pool that kind of gives it more of a summer feel. And listen, to be fair, I do think that's somewhat of a problem, but I want to put that issue to the side just for a moment. Guys, I want you to realize something. We have been given an insane amount of content this season. A lot of the issues that we had in early Chapter 5 have been resolved in Season 3. We've got goofy items added to the loot pool. The map is more vibrant. We're getting consistent content. We just had the Metallica update. They gave us Reload as a response to the huge vehicle meta that people weren't happy with. Not to mention, they also listened to us and took vehicles and a lot of the other broken items out of competitive playlists. For anyone who says that Epic Games isn't listening, that's just not true. They are doing a lot and they are listening listening to the community. And also keep this in mind too, we still have the Pirates of the Caribbean collab coming up. What I want you all to understand is that we are getting a lot of content for a summer update. It's just spread out over the course of an entire season rather than one chunk. Yes, I will admit, I do miss the times like back in Chapter 2, Season 7 when we were given a new item every week. Something was unvaulted every week. I think that was a special time in Fortnite's history and one of the best, if not the best summer update we've ever had. However, when you compare the amount of content from that season to the content that we're getting right now, they are pretty comparable. Epic has given us not just a lot of content, but a lot of different options. If you don't like main BR, they gave you something else to play. For the competitive community, they listened and they split our loot pools. I'm just gonna be straight up, there is a lot to be grateful for, and I don't see many other video game companies listening to their community the same way that Epic does. You might not like this season, you may not like some of the changes that have still not been resolved, like the UI, I get all of that, but we need to get past this idea that Epic Games is just a greedy billion-dollar company that only wants to make money and they don't listen to their community. Yes, half of that is true. Yes, Epic Games does want to make money, obviously, but we want them to make money because we want the game to continue going. And they are doing their best to try to find a middle ground for us. Now, with that being said, that does not mean that their execution is perfect. I think the people that are frustrated with the summer update are somewhat justified. I'm not sure if Epic Games fully understands the importance of these seasonal updates or these changes to the community. Seasonal events are a huge part of Fortnite's culture, and more importantly, they are a tradition that the community comes together to enjoy. What I've noticed for the last 2 years is that this tradition is being diluted more and more. There's less effort being put into them, and that kind of ruins the feeling of getting excited about certain seasonal events. It's hard for me to get excited about Christmas when I know that you're not going to really do much for it. And listen, you're ironically not even bringing back the skins that I would like to buy for that seasonal time. Like, why weren't the item shops flooded with a bunch of Christmas skins last season? But even more importantly than that, why didn't we have Crackshot's cabin? You see, this is where I feel like the community is justified in their criticism, because Fortnite, as much as it is a game, also needs to be an experience for the people that are playing it. Well, you have people that look fondly on the OG days, the people that others claim to be blinded by nostalgia. Part of the reason why they look so fondly on that time is because Fortnite just felt like a new experience, always. And it wasn't just because the game was new. They were always doing something to kind of make the game feel special for us. It's kind of like when you were a little kid and your parents or your grandparents would do something special for you for Christmas. They would pull out some specific ornaments or some specific decorations, and they would make the house smell nice, or you would get your favorite cookies or pastries baked, whatever. Just those certain feelings that you get when you only experience something once a year. Those are traditions, those are special, and Fortnite had their own traditions. What I need Epic to understand is that those traditions strengthen your community. They build a bond with your community. They make your game feel bigger than what it actually is. I'm not saying that we can't have a metaverse. I'm not saying that we can't have all these different modes, but what I am saying is that we need to hold traditions to a high priority. If I'm being completely transparent with you guys, I think another reason why I'm subconsciously not as frustrated about the summer event is because the summertime events were never my favorite ones to begin with. It was always fall and winter. Fall is my favorite time of year, but when I used to play Fortnitemares and the fog would be on the island and there'd be zombies around, and this might sound crazy, but outside in the real world while I'm playing Fortnite, the sun is setting and there's that nice fall time glow, that little murmur that's outside, the weather's starting to get a bit colder, the leaves are turning colors on the trees. The feeling that I get from fall time in conjunction with the feeling that Fortnite used to try to represent in game just blended together so well, and it made playing the game feel a bit more special. Even thinking about the wintertime when you spend more time inside and it's cozy and it's relaxing, and there's all these new Fortnite creative maps to play, and then you've got Crackshot's cabin you can log into every day to get new rewards. It's an experience. And look, I understand that things are not going to stay the same forever. They can't stay the same forever. Even when it comes to family traditions, those are not going to stay the same forever. I'm probably older than most of you guys watching. I'm 29 years old. There have been a lot of family traditions that have just disappeared from my personal life. Things change, and Christmas, holidays in general, don't feel the same anymore. I've had family members that have passed away. I'm older now. It's not special like it used to be. But that doesn't mean that it can't be. All it means is that we need to make new traditions. And for Epic Games, you guys need to continue the traditions that you set in place. If you want to execute them a bit different, fine, but the way that they're being executed now is just not the way to go. Finally, I want to make this very clear to everyone. We should show appreciation to Epic Games for the effort that they are putting in. Epic, you guys do a lot. I think you're doing an amazing job. And what I'm asking from the community is to have a bit of patience, because I don't think people really think about how difficult it's been for Epic Games for the last couple of years. After having to deal with everything that came with COVID, they also had to deal with Donald Mustard leaving, transitioning to get a new guy to take his place, Charlie Wynn, while also trying to get this metaverse concept off the ground. They are in a transition phase right now, which has become more apparent to me the further we get into Chapter 5. Chapter 5 started off really slow, and it didn't seem like Epic was doing a lot for us, but that was because they were in a transition. They are still trying to figure out the balance, but if we make it clear to them what's important to us, I think that the changes will come, even if it takes a bit of time. Why do I have the confidence that they will do that? It's simply because we've already seen them do this in other ways. That's why you've got split loot pools. That's why Fortnite Reload exists. That's why you're getting the bombardment of content that you're getting now. Is it all content that we're going to enjoy? Absolutely not. Does some of it feel a bit commercial? 100% yes. But I think Epic is still trying to find a middle ground. So if you think that these seasonal events are important, if you think that these traditions are important, leave a comment down below and maybe Epic Games will see this. Share this video with some people, because these are important things to the community. And I don't want to see Fortnitemares or Winterfest be lackluster this year. I want both of those to be really exciting. Epic Games, we love y'all. You do amazing work. We just need some tweaks made. And to my community, I love you guys too. Check out the video that's up on screen right now. This one actually talks about how Epic Games doesn't understand Fortnite, which that topic kind of coincides with this video. So give that a shot. And until the next one, I love y'all, and I'll catch you soon. Peace out.